My main motivation was just getting Fort Wayne more active.
So I'm Kara Hall, and I'm married to Tim. And Tim, the Fort Wayne Outfitters is kind of his brainchild. Back in 2007, his mom had a yarn store in the building, and she decided one day she was going to retire in 2 weeks and close it down. So the building was going to be available, and Tim was like, "It's on the river, it's on the Greenway, it's perfect for a bike shop and kayak store." And so we just had one child at that time, and I think I was like 9.5 months pregnant with our second child when we decided to do this.
We opened in 2007. Kind of, our timing was not good to open and to do anything retail. But the idea started with bikes because it's on the trail, and as you know, Fort Wayne has 100 miles of greenway now. And honestly, when we opened up, you saw zero activity on the water. And now, if you come down here on a weekend, or even sometimes during the week, you'll see dozens of kayakers out on the water, and there's all kinds of boats now. And we also manage the canal boat for Friends of the Rivers, and we rent pontoons and do pontoon tours. Paddle boards is new. We didn't have that in the beginning.
We live on the river in Leo, and so we already spent so much time out on the water kayaking. It's right in our backyard. And downtown, it seemed like the rivers really hidden, and we didn't understand why. They just were not. There's trees blocking them. It was really hard to get a nice view of the river, and so we realized there was a need, for the accessibility for people to get to the rivers and to access them downtown. And so that's what we took as an opportunity to get started with.
My name is Kathy Bowling, and I am a bicyclist, a mechanic on bicycles. I've worked here 6 years. I came from another shop that I had been at for 35 years, and I worked at another shop before then. So I've always been involved in bicycles ever since I was a little girl, and got one at my first communion. But I also enjoyed figuring out how they worked and if there was a problem. And my grandfather really taught me how to take a rear hub apart because the brakes didn't work, and he showed me how to do it and how to lay everything out in order so that when you put it back, you knew exactly how to put it back. And from then on, I always wanted to be fixing or doing something on bicycles. Fort Wayne Outfitters is over the top, in my opinion, involved in Fort Wayne. They do things with not only bicycles in the community, they're also bringing our surroundings. So we have 3 rivers, and not a lot of people were using our rivers. And they were really the first organization that ever put anybody out on our rivers. And I know the rivers, they're not blue, but that's because they have a mud bottom, and it's a clay soil. So you're going to get that as the water comes up, and as the water flows, it's always pushing against that. But Fort Wayne Outfitters got people on those rivers and showed them how much fun and what our city looks like from a different view. You're not on a city street, but when you're on the rivers, you don't realize where you even are sometimes because you've not seen things from that way.
I remember once before Roots closed, Tim and I rented kayaks from them, and we put in at Johnny Appleseed and kayaked into downtown. And for me, it was kind of just mind-blowing because you were, at the park at Johnny Appleseed, but as you kayak downtown past Northside High School, and then all of a sudden you have the tall buildings downtown, the city skyline. It was just really cool because you're in a park, but then you have the city all around you, and it was really a unique experience that stuck with me. And I hear that from everybody now when they come back from kayaking. It was so cool. I didn't know, what it'd be like, and they're just very impressed with the rivers once they get out and they spend some time on them. When you're out on the water, it's peaceful and it's part of nature. You get to see that you're still in the city with the skyline, but it's quiet, and you just see the beauty of what Fort Wayne has to offer on the water when you're out there. It's peaceful and calming.
For our town, for our city to be unique, for, say, guests or just tourists, travelers, you got to do something unique. And the one thing that we have that not many towns do is 3 rivers that are very navigable, super safe. There's really no risk, and really quite beautiful when you get on the water.
And so we got questioned a lot, like, is it safe to go out on the water? You know, why would you want to go out on the water? And now I have a lot less of that, and people embrace the river. And with the riverfront construction, you can see the whole city is really behind them and putting them first.
It's a fun group of people, and I'm just glad to be a part of them. It's the whole outdoor experience here.